Are we finally going to get Super Mario Odyssey 2 this year? Let's talk about it. Super Mario Odyssey is one of the hottest games to release on the Nintendo Switch to date. It was surprisingly released within the first year of the Switch's arrival in October of 2017, and it featured stunning graphics, fantastic and fun-filled worlds, awesome costumes to wear, and the right amount of 8-bit world to experience. There's a little bit of everything in this game. With that being said, who wouldn't like to get Super Mario Odyssey 2? I truly believe that Super Mario Odyssey 2 is well on its way for a Nintendo system in 2021, so let's talk about why. Super Mario Odyssey is one of, if not the best 3D platform Mario games of all time. With its amazing design aspects and fun levels, this game raked in roughly about 19 million copies sold as of late 2020. Some games that you might think beat that are Super Mario Galaxy, right? Maybe Mario 64? Both wrong answers. Super Mario Odyssey is the top selling game out of all of them. And yeah, you could say that part of Odyssey's success was due to the Switch being released earlier that year. Super Mario Galaxy released just a little less than a year from the Wii's original launch date and pulled in less than 13 million sales. Galaxy 2, however, released less than 3 years after the original Galaxy game and sold about 7.5 million copies. Super Mario 64 was a little bit more tricky due to how things were released back in the 90s. In the United States, we didn't get the N64 right away, and it was released in Japan in June of 96 compared to the US in September of 96. But Super Mario 64 was bundled with the console itself and sold roughly 12 million copies. Now you might be asking yourself, why am I presenting this information about sales data? And I'm trying to showcase you all 3 of those games are successful in their own right, absolutely, but it truly shows that Super Mario Odyssey caught the general Nintendo fan base's eye and sold an extraordinary amount. And that's one of the biggest factors that Nintendo takes into account whenever they think about releasing a new game, is how well the game sells. If a game is a complete flop, then they have no reason to release a sequel of that game. They might as well just release a brand new title. But this shows that Super Mario Odyssey was a colossal giant for Nintendo, and it only makes the most sense for them to release a sequel to this game. We talked about these sales numbers that were insane for Nintendo, but just look at their YouTube channel. If you go sort by popular titles on Nintendo's YouTube channel, you'll see at the very top the Super Mario Odyssey trailer for Nintendo Switch. It should be obvious for Nintendo that Super Mario Odyssey brought in an insane amount of new users and fans to the franchise, so it would only make sense for them to release a sequel. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I believe that Super Mario Odyssey is getting a sequel is because there was no DLC for the game. I mean, I guess in some ways that there was with the Luigi's Balloon World, but do we really consider that to be a DLC or just a random feature update? I certainly don't believe it's a DLC. With games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild getting its own DLC expansion along with Pokemon Sword and Shield, which got 2 massive expansions, and even Animal Crossing New Horizons getting its own little twist of DLC, it sure seems like Nintendo likes to give their big games some extra content if possible. With this type of game as well, there's definitely room to add some DLC. Some ideas could be more playable characters and new kingdoms to conquer. Or even they could throw in some galaxy worlds, add some Odyssey twists and turns to them, and boom, you've got yourself new content. Or you could even take worlds from like Super Mario 64 or even Sunshine for that matter. But the full reason why I don't think we've gotten any expansions or DLC for this game is there's a second installment for Mario Odyssey just around the corner. So rather than Nintendo releasing DLC, they're just gonna give us a new game. Shigeru Miyamoto, one of the most well-known figures in all of Nintendo, said this in an interview back in 2010 about Super Mario Galaxy 2. Now you're probably asking yourself, why am I bringing this up? But just bear with me. As soon as we completed Super Mario Galaxy, we thought we weren't able to include a lot of the new ideas that we really wanted to. As soon as the project was over, we started making something that we might call the version 1.5. We did things like moving and adding stars to levels that were already available. As we made progress with this 1.5, we realized that there was too many things to be able to fit into a version 1.5. That made us realize that we should start from scratch and make Super Mario Galaxy 2. That's how we started working on the game. Usually we wait until the advent of new hardware, but for this time around, because there were so many ideas we were not able to include in the first volume, we thought we should make a sequel to that. So that's why I believe the Mario Odyssey sequel, or Odyssey 1.5 as they might call it, will be out within the next 12 months. We know Nintendo is ramping up for a very solid 2021, so I think there is a strong possibility we'll get it sometime this year, if not maybe spring of 2022. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of Super Mario Odyssey in the franchise, and I am so excited for a sequel. And there's a lot of features that I would like to see added into Super Mario Odyssey 2, but here's just a few of them. Maybe I'll make another video that goes over my wish list in the future. So first off, we have multiplayer. Some sort of couch co-op system would be extravagant for an open world Mario game such as this one. It definitely would need some fine tuning if it's just a couch co-op and not an online co-op system. But on the other hand, I would love to see an online mode for Super Mario Odyssey 2. You take the mini games that were from Super Mario Odyssey 2 and make them online. Now sure, the balloon world and time trials were fun, but that was just kind of like online light. I want a full-fledged multiplayer. Next up, we have throwback worlds. I personally believe that the throwback worlds could be massively successful in the landscape of Super Mario Odyssey. Imagine being able to play Mario 64's Wet Dry, or any world from Mario 64 for that matter, with all new Odyssey twists and the same Super Mario Odyssey graphics. It would be absolutely game-changing. And lastly, we have origin levels for other characters. Who wouldn't mind playing a level based on Luigi's Mansion, but being able to play as Luigi himself in Mario Odyssey 2? I think incorporating other characters and their worlds would be a fun idea. Or maybe even Wario World from the GameCube. I think that the games Nintendo has made in the past for the Mario characters could make this an endless possibility. But the question still remains, when should we expect Super Mario Odyssey 2 if it doesn't release in 2021? My assumption would be around the time of the first one. Sometime in October, November timeframe, in order for it to be out for a little while just before the holidays. The difference in timeframe for the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 was about 2.5 years. But with Odyssey not releasing in 2020 due to slow development time, I think that 2021 would be a perfect time to release Super Mario Odyssey 2. Are you excited for a potential sequel for Super Mario Odyssey 2? Let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Wes, and I will talk to you on the next video.